Hello, good afternoon, friends. Myself, Rajesh Gupta from SBI Security. I welcome you all for today's webinar on IPO analysis for beginners. We'll begin our presentation sharp at 4 o'clock. So I would request to stay with us, and within next 2 minutes, we start with the webinar. Thank you. Hello and welcome you all. I'm Rajesh Gupta from SBI Security on a small webinar that is IPO analysis for beginner. I welcome you all. तो IPO एक hot topic है in today's time, and we have seen some bumper listing for a few stocks, a few company, those who came out with the IPO. तो आज हम बात करेंगे कि एक बिगिनर्स के लिए आईपीओ किस तरह से देखना चाहिए, क्या क्या फैक्टर हैं आईपीओ इन्वेस्टमेंट के जो ध्यान में रखने चाहिए. सो विदाउट वेस्टिंग फर्दर टाइम मैं अपना प्रेजेंटेशन स्टार्ट कर देता हूं. सो आईपीओ का मतलब क्या होता है? व्हाट डू मीन बाय आईपीओ? सो इट इज नथिंग बट when an unlisted company for the first time wants to go public. Okay, I mean, they want to sell their shares to general public, and they want to be they want those public to be part of the overall shareholding pattern of the company. That's called as a IPO. एक शॉर्ट में कहूँ तो जब कोई अनलिस्टेड कंपनी मार्केट में जाती है और अपने शेयर्स को जनरल पब्लिक को बेचती है तो वो आईपीओ कहलाता है. IPO is a part of new issue market, that is a primary market. So this is basic definition of IPO. Now let us look at the scenario before IPO and post IPO. So on my this particular slide, if you look at on my left hand side top, we have a shareholding pattern where 100% is held by promoter. जो कंपनी बनाएगा आईपीओ के पहले उसके पास सारे शेयर्स होते हैं. सो वंस कंपनी गोज फॉर पब्लिक, जैसे ही आईपीओ आता है, यू नो व्हाट हैपन ऑन माय राइट हैंड साइड टॉप, इफ यू लुक एट द शेयर होल्डिंग्स गेट डिवाइडेड. Okay, and promoter is I mean not the only shareholder, but you will find institutional investors, public, even FIIs. Everybody can be the part of the investment, I would say, journey. So this is what happened in a pre and post IPO scenario. And once the exercise done for the IPO, the lower panel of the slide, if you look at, the stocks get subsequently traded on the stock exchanges, which is nothing but BSE or NSE. So during IPO, transactions happen between the investors and issuer. Issuer means company. After IPO concludes or concluded, the post IPO transactions happen between the investors. Okay, that is why on the stock exchange you will find buyers and sellers doing the trading activities. तो ये एक आईपीओ का एक प्री एंड पोस्ट सिनारियो आपके साथ में शेयर करना था. पोस्ट आईपीओ यानी आईपीओ एक बार टाइम खत्म हो गया, अब शेयर की लिस्टिंग हो गई, उसके बाद में जो भी ट्रांजेक्शन सब्सिक्वेंट होंगे वो बायर्स और सेलर्स के बीच में होते हैं. यानी अगर आपको आईपीओ का सब्सक्रिप्शन लग गया है तो आप अगर बेचना चाहते हो तो आप सेकेंडरी मार्केट में बेच करके निकल सकते हो. आइए अब बात कर लेते हैं द कॉमन टर्मिनोलॉजी, या हम इसे बोलते हैं कौन कौन से ऐसे वर्ड्स होते हैं जो आईपीओ से संबंधित हैं या आईपीओ से रिलेटेड हैं. We will look at those words which are very common in case of IPO. So first, let us look at ASBA. So ASBA means application supported by blocked amount. Just to give you perspective, let me make it very simple. Before ASBA, what used to happen, where if you want to apply for IPO, you could write a check, fill the form, give it to the merchant bankers, associate members, and then it takes a lot of time. After 1 week, 2 week, 3 week, whatever, you get the news whether the allotment has happened in your name or no. Okay. So what happened in the interim period? Once you issue the check, the checks get deposited in the company, and the amount get debited. And if you're unlucky and if you don't get the allotment, then your money get refunded back to you. Okay. So within this 3 weeks to 2 weeks time, you lose the interest rate or interest amount. So ASBA was a window brought by SEBI which says that the amount till the allotment happens in the account of shareholder, the amount will be blocked. It won't be withdrawn or it won't be debited. So what happen? You don't lose the interest component. इसीलिए ये आसबा का कंसेप्ट जो है वो सेबी लेकर के आते. इट्स अ वेरी गुड मूव बाय सेबी बाय द वे. तो होता क्या है कि अब जब आप आईपीओ अप्लाई करते हैं तो केवल आपका अमाउंट ब्लॉक होता है, उसमें से पैसे डेबिट नहीं होते जब तक आपको अलॉटमेंट ना मिले. तो आपको इंटरेस्ट जो है लूज करने का चांस यहाँ पे नहीं होता है. फिर बात करते हैं डीआरएचपी की, ड्राफ्ट रेड हेडिंग प्रोस्पेक्टस. ये बेसिकली एक डॉक्यूमेंट होता है. जैसे कंपनी के एनुअल रिपोर्ट्स होते हैं, वैसे ही आईपीओ का भी एक डिटेल डॉक्यूमेंट होता है जो सेबी और बाकी जितने भी रेगुलेटर्स हैं या फिर एक्सचेंजेस हैं उनमें फाइलिंग की जाती है. ओके. ये ड्राफ्ट फॉर्म में होता है. जब आईपीओ आना होता है तो उसके 2 या 3 दिन पहले फर्दर इसको अपडेट करते हैं. तो ये आरएचपी के फॉर्म में आता है, रेड हेरिंग प्रोस्पेक्टस फॉर्म में. इन शॉर्ट एक डॉक्यूमेंट है जो कि कंपनी के बारे में पूरी इंफॉर्मेशन देता है. We have another slide. We'll discuss ki what are covered in the DRHP. Price band. Price band means the band within which you have to bid for IPO. If the IPO price band is 100 to 110, then you cannot bid below 100 and you cannot bid above 110. That's a price band. I think you are all informed investors, so we'll not devote much time on that. Offer date means date for which the IPO is open for subscription. Okay, that date you have to keep in mind, because date के बाहर आप bidding नहीं कर सकते हो और date के पहले भी नहीं कर सकते. तो within that date you have to bid for the IPO. Lot size means the minimum number of shares that you have to apply for that. Okay, ऐसा नहीं है कि you want to apply for 1 share 2 share. जितने minimum number of shares आरएचपी में या कंपनी चाहती है कि अप्लाई करें, उतना आपको अप्लाई करना ही पड़ेगा. उसे बोलते हैं बिड लॉट. जनरली व्हाट हैपन कि जो बिड लॉट या लॉट साइज जो होता है वो 15,000 रुपए के अमाउंट के आसपास का होता है. तो प्राइस बैंड जो भी हो, अगर वो 15,000 रुपए से आप डिवाइड कर देते हो तो जितने नंबर ऑफ शेयर आते हैं वो ऑफकोर्स आप फ्रैक्शन में शेयर बाय नहीं करेंगे, आपको होल नंबर में बाय करना पड़ेगा. So that's a lot size. That means minimum number of shares which you have to apply for the IPO. Then we have floor price. The floor price is the minimum price. As I said कि price band में 2 प्राइस होते हैं, एक होता है floor, एक होता है cap. That's a price band within which you have to bid for that. Okay. मेरा ये सजेशन सभी के लिए है कि जब भी आप IPO अप्लाई करें, कट ऑफ डेट पे अप्लाई कीजिए, कट ऑफ प्राइस पे अप्लाई किया कीजिए. बिकॉज आपका पता नहीं कि क्या प्राइस फाइनल आएगा. जनरली कट ऑफ प्राइस जो है अपर बैंड प्राइस होता है. तो आईपीओ प्राइस बैंड में जो है फ्लोर और कैप दोनों होते हैं. जनरली कट ऑफ पे हम रेकमेंड करते हैं कि आप जो है अपने आईपीओ को अप्लाई करें. फिर कट ऑफ प्राइस इशू का दोनों एक ही होता है, यानी फाइनल प्राइस जिस पे आपको सब्सक्रिप्शन अलॉटमेंट होती है, दैट्स कॉल्ड एज अ इशू प्राइस और कट ऑफ प्राइस. ओवर सब्सक्राइब मीनिंग्स if company having the IPO size of let's say 100 crore rupees, but bid has come for 200 crore rupees. So what happened? That means IPO has subscribed by 2 times. Okay, so oversubscription basically provide the information that there's a lot of interest by the market in that particular IPO. Listing date means date on which the shares get listed on the stock exchanges. Now let's look at the key points to remember. Okay, for an investor, what are the things that you have to look at in the before you applying for the IPO? So keep a close eye about the opening, closing dates of the IPO, the price band within which you have to bid for the IPO, the lot size, merchant banker. These information are easily available on the RHP. Okay. We as a research house, SBI Security, also share a research note on most of the IPOs that hit the market. So most of the IPO notes are available on our website, and let me tell you that you don't have to pay any charges for that. This is available pre-login also. So you just have to log in or visit our website. In the IPO section or research section, we have fundamental, then we have research. I will of course tell you how to navigate our website to have the access to the IPO. तो मैं ये कहना चाहता हूँ कि हमारे सारे रिपोर्ट्स जो है व्यू के साथ में अपलोड होते हैं हमारे वेबसाइट पे, जिसे आप जाकर के वहाँ पे देख सकते हैं और पढ़ सकते हैं. ये सारे डेटा इजीली अवेलेबल होंगे. फाइनेंशियल्स ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है. वेन एवर यू वांट टू अप्लाई फॉर द आईपीओ, उसके फाइनेंशियल्स को आप डिटेल में देखिए. बैलेंस शीट, कैश फ्लो, एटसेट्रा, और income statement, how the company has performed over a period of time. The financials play an important role. That will give you the information about how company have performed over the period of time. Then of course the promoter, who is the company, who is the person who is running this company. That's the most important thing. Okay, just to give you example, Tata Technology, I think the name itself suggests that this is owned by Tata Group. So that's why promoter and their credibility matters a lot. So read, a lot about the promoter, the holding structure, who are the promoter, what are their integrity, etc. These are the very important thing before you apply for the IPO. And purpose of IPO, why a promoter wants to raise money. Okay, yeah. Are they raising money for the expansion of business, or they want to pay debt, or they want to provide exit opportunity to some investors? So these questions you have to ask yourself before you apply for the IPO. Then we have a detailed information available for the company about the industry. Okay, so industrial outlook, how the industry is doing well, what is the outlook for the future. All these information are available in the RHP. You as an investor can look at and read it. Then auditor's report, dividend policy for post issue. These are the important points that one has to look at before you apply for the IPO. Then the other points are valuations. So just to give you a perspective here, not every IPO is said to offer a bumper listing. Therefore, valuation play important role. Okay. ये उसी तरह से है कि जैसे आप मार्केट में जाते हो कोई चीज़ लेने के लिए, तो भाव आप कंपेयर करते हो कि किस चीज़ का दाम क्या है और क्या प्राइस पे मिल रहा है. अगर वो प्राइस और क्वालिटी मैच करते हैं तो ही आप बाय करते हो. वैसे ही आईपीओ है. आईपीओ की प्राइसिंग और उसका वैल्यूएशन इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. और डिसीजन मेकिंग तभी हो पाएगा जब आप कंपेयर करेंगे किसी और कंपनी के साथ में कि उसका वैल्यूएशन क्या चल रहा है. अगर अट्रैक्टिव, अगर वैल्यूएशन ठीक ठाक है, कंपनी अच्छी है, तो सब्सक्राइब करने में कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. उसके बाद होल्डिंग स्ट्रक्चर की बात करते हैं, प्री एंड पोस्ट. तो whenever a promoter hits the market for the IPO, so obviously he want to dilute his share. मतलब ये हुआ कि वो अपना शेयर पब्लिक को बेच रहा है. बट अगर प्रमोटर ही पूरा निकल रहा है, कंप्लीटली एग्जिट कर रहा है, तो that's a basically a sign which suggests that the promoter don't have confidence in their own business. So होल्डिंग स्ट्रक्चर इज आल्सो इम्पॉर्टेंट, कि कौन शेयर खरीद रहा है या कौन बेच रहा है. ये प्री एंड पोस्ट डेटा आपको इजीली मिल जाएगा आरएसपी के अंदर. उसके अलावा बिजनेस का रिस्क क्या है? सो बेसिकली आरएचपी जो कंपनीज फाइल करती हैं विद द सेबी, they contain all the information about the risks. Before you apply for the IPO, risk भी important factor है that one has to look at before applying for the IPO. Then we have regulations, that means government policy which cover the company or the industry is also important. Management discussion and analysis, which basically talks about the company, the promoter's vision about the future outlook of the business, etc. तो ये सारे डेटा अवेलेबल होते हैं आरएसपी के अंदर. एज एन इन्वेस्टर ये आप पढ़ करके बहुत कुछ जानकारी आप ले सकते हैं. तो मैं बात करता हूँ आरएचपी की. आरएचपी को कैसे पढ़ते हैं, हाउ टू नेविगेट आरएचपी. सो फ्रेंड्स, ये दिस इज द वन पेज और टेबल ऑफ कंटेंट दैट वी हैव टेकन फ्रॉम टाटा टेक्नोलॉजी का आईपीओ. And on my right hand side, if you look at, there is, this document is 491 page. I don't want you to read the 491 pages. I want you to read few pages only. Okay. वो 491 पेजेस आप पढ़ सकते नहीं हो आईपीओ के लिए, बहुत डिफिकल्ट होगा. तो यहाँ पे पढ़ना क्या है, व्हाट यू वांट टू, व्हाट यू शुड रीड. तो यहाँ पे जो बिजनेस सेक्शन है, यानी बिजनेस क्या है कंपनी का, इंडस्ट्री, रिस्क, मैनेजमेंट, फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट, ये सारे डेटा इसमें अवेलेबल होते हैं. तो यहाँ पे हाइपर लिंक्स भी होते हैं. आप लिंक पे क्लिक करेंगे तो डायरेक्टली आपको उस पेज पे लेके जाएगा. सो दीज आर दी वेरियस कंटेंट दैट आर बीन शेयर्ड इन दी RHP when a company filed with the regulator before hitting the primary market. Now let's look at the common mistake that one should avoid in the IPO investment. Okay. And that is why not every IPO can give you the bumper listing. आजकल क्या हो रहा है कि मार्केट अच्छा है तो IPO भी अच्छा है, बट जब मार्केट खराब होता है, हमने देखा है कि 2 साल पहले जब मार्केट अच्छा नहीं था, 3 साल पहले या उसके पहले की बता रहा हूँ बात, तो आईपीओ में उतनी बम्पर लिस्टिंग नहीं होती थी, एक्सेप्ट फ्यू एक्सेप्शन वर देयर ऑफ कोर्स. तो अगर आप कुछ चीजें ध्यान में रखेंगे तो आप मिस्टेक्स को अवॉइड करेंगे और इसमें आपका ही फायदा होने वाला है. तो जो कॉमन मिस्टेक लोग करते हैं वो इग्नोरिंग वैल्यूएशन. दे रियली डोंट फोकस मच ऑन दी वैल्यूएशन कि क्या प्राइस पे उसका आईपीओ आ रहा है, इज इट वर्थ इन्वेस्टिंग. तो ये क्वेश्चन आपको अपने आप से पूछना चाहिए. देन वी हैव एंटिसिपेशन ऑफ लिस्टिंग गेन बेस्ड ऑन ग्रे मार्केट प्रीमियम. लोग ग्रे मार्केट प्रीमियम देख के इन्वेस्टमेंट करते हैं, कितना चल रहा है उसके ऊपर इन्वेस्टमेंट करते हैं. तो ग्रे मार्केट कोई रेगुलेटेड डेटा नहीं होता, तो बहुत डिफिकल्ट होता है कि ऐसे में आप ट्रस्ट करें. डेटा जो कुछ भी पब्लिकली अवेलेबल है उसको एनालाइज करके आपको इन्वेस्टमेंट करना चाहिए. देन यू एंटीसिपेट बम्पर लिस्टिंग बेस्ड ऑन सब्सक्रिप्शन. अगर किसी का आईपीओ 100 गुना 200 गुना सब्सक्राइब हो गया तो आप सोचते हो कि आईपीओ भी 100 गुना बढ़ जाएगा. इट मे सो हैपन ऑल्सो, बट जनरली ऐसा नहीं है कि बम्पर सब्सक्रिप्शन हुआ तो लिस्टिंग ही बम्पर होगी. जनरली ऐसा नहीं होता है. मतलब इट मे सो हैपन दैट इट मे नॉट हैपन. ठीक है. तो केवल सब्सक्रिप्शन बेसिस के ऊपर इन्वेस्टमेंट करना भी थोड़ा सा सही नहीं होगा अकॉर्डिंग टू अस. इन्फॉर्मेशन नहीं होता लोगों के पास में, लोग क्राउड को फॉलो करते हैं. मतलब पीपल फॉलो क्राउड्स. इफ देयर फ्रेंड्स रिलेटिव इन्वेस्टिंग, दे गो फॉर द इन्वेस्टमेंट, नॉट पेइंग इनफ attention to valuation, bidding for the IPO based on open or market response, making emotional decisions. I think stock market में emotions का कोई place नहीं है. There is no place for emotion at all. If you become emotional for your investment, I am telling you, you're going to axe your leg. तो emotional attachment शेयर के साथ में कभी नहीं होना चाहिए. There should not be any emotional attachment to the stocks. Then unrealistic expectations also create a lot of disappointment for the investors in the IPO market. So these are the common mistakes that can be avoided. Then listing, as I told you, that once the IPO closing date gets over, within 3 days these shares get listed. Okay, friends. So now let us look at what are the factor that leads to a bumper listing for IPO? Okay, as I told you, not every IPO can give you 100% return on the listing date. Therefore, it is very important to understand the factor responsible for bumper listing. तो सबसे पहली बात तो ये है कि वैल्यूएशन अट्रैक्टिव होना चाहिए, तो ही आप अपसाइड की उम्मीद कर सकते हैं। जैसे टाटा टेक्नोलॉजी का जब आईपीओ आया था, तो ये आईपीओ टाटा टेक का जो है एलटीटीएस, केपीआईटी, इन सब कंपनीज के कंपैरिजन में काफी अट्रैक्टिव प्राइस पे था, इसीलिए वो 100% प्लस पे लिस्टिंग हुआ उस दिन। उसके अलावा आईआरईडीए है, उत्कर्ष स्मॉल फाइनेंस बैंक है, मोतीसन मेटल ज्वेलर्स है, नेटवेब है। सो इन कंपनियों में, इन दिस कंपनी, द कॉमन थिंग वाज दैट देयर वाज अपसाइड पोटेंशियल बिकॉज ऑफ देयर discount valuation. So valuation plays important role. Then of course niche business. Okay, if the company's business model is niche, growing fast, obviously market response will be far better. Like for example, idea forge, a company that provides security and surveillance equipment. Gandhar oil, the company which makes the white oil which is used in multiple industries, एक रॉ मटेरियल होता है। आइनॉक्स इंडिया जो बनाती है क्रायोजेनिक सिलेंडर्स विच इज यूज फॉर वेरियस इंडस्ट्रीज। देन सायन डीएलएम जो कि एक इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कंपनी है जो बनाती है प्रिंटेड सर्किट बोर्ड। और आज मोबाइल में आप जब ओपन करते हो तो प्रिंटेड सर्किट बोर्ड्स होते हैं, टीवी के अंदर होता है, एवरीवेयर देयर। तो एक नया बिजनेस है, कुछ नया मॉडल है, तो ऑब्वियसली देन वी हैव प्रोटीन ई गवर्नेंस टेक्नोलॉजी। ये सब कंपनीज की बम्पर लिस्टिंग था क्योंकि बिजनेस मॉडल वाज वेरी गुड। ओके, बिजनेस वर निश, बिजनेस स्केलेबल थे, दैट्स व्हाई दे गॉट द बम्पर लिस्टिंग। Then third is growth outlook about the industry and company. If the company is small in terms of the size and the industry outlook is robust, obviously that company will do well. The management and their vision also play important role for bumper listing. Then we have market momentum. As I told you, अगर मार्केट अच्छा है, सिंस अभी पिछले एक हफ्ते से थोड़ा सा मार्केट वोलाटाइल है, बट हम नियर ऑल टाइम हाई ही हैं, हम वहां से उतने नीचे नहीं गए हैं। अगर निफ्टी की बात करें तो मार्केट में जब बायंसी होती है तो ऑब्वियसली इसका फायदा जो है प्राइमरी मार्केट को मिलता है। देन ऑफ कोर्स द ओवरऑल मार्केट रिस्पांस व्हिच इज आल्सो इंपॉर्टेंट। सो दीज आर सम ऑफ द फैक्टर रिस्पांसिबल फॉर बम्पर लिस्टिंग इन द केस ऑफ आईपीओ। ये कुछ रिसेंट आईपीओज हैं फ्रेंड्स। आई होप दिस स्क्रीन इज विजिबल टू ऑल ऑफ यू। So we have taken the list of few companies who came out with the IPO after September. So you can see here on top of it we have this Tata Tech. I think fantastic listing for that company. And then we have JSW Infra, Indian Renewables, RR Kabel, Cello World. So all these companies have got a bumper listing. Few of them of course are very muted response that we saw, but majority of them have having the good business model have reported a very strong listing. Now as I told you, we'll guide you to our website, how to look at our website. So if you open our website, you will find this page. Okay, on the page, if you look at, this is the research section. If you click on the research section, the window will be open and we have these different tabs. That is we have different tabs here, like for example daily morning report, then we have pick of the day, pick of the week, weekly reports, thematic reports, and IPO. So IPO again I have marked in yellow. So if you click on IPO, you will get the list of company. So we have updated all the list of IPO that we have released till yesterday. So it will be there on our website and you don't have to pay anything for that. Just go and download the report and read it. तो इतना आसान है आपके लिए कि हमारे रिपोर्ट्स को आप एक्सेस कर सकते हो। अगर आपके पास एक्सपर्टीज नहीं भी है आईपीओ इन्वेस्टमेंट की, तो आप यहाँ पे जाकर के रिपोर्ट को पढ़ सकते हैं। अब हम रिपोर्ट में क्या क्या करते हैं, मतलब व्हाट वी इंक्लूड इन रिपोर्ट्स। तो ये हमारा एक पहला पेज है जहाँ पे हम बेसिक इन्फॉर्मेशन देते हैं आईपीओस की। आईपीओ का ओपनिंग क्या है, क्लोजिंग डेट क्या है, उनकी प्राइस बैंड्स क्या हैं, इशू का साइज क्या है, ओएफएस कितना है, फेस वैल्यू कितनी है, पोस्ट इश्यू मार्केट कैप कितना होगा, आईपीओ जो लेकर के आ रहे हैं उनके बीआरएलएम्स कौन कौन है, यानी कि जो आईपीओ को मैनेज कर रहे हैं वो कौन कौन से लोग, कौन कौन से एंटिटीज हैं, एंड ऑफ कोर्स रजिस्ट्रार, और किसके लिए कितना शेयर्स रिजर्व किया गया. तो ऑल दीज इंफॉर्मेशंस आर अवेलेबल इन आवर रिपोर्ट्स. Then we have the first page report itself. Then we'll have the company ka overview, a detailed introduction about the company. Key highlights will cover about the information related to the investment rationales, why we want to recommend the company. So here, this example which we have shared here is for MediAssist Healthcare Services. Okay, it's a TPA basically, third party administrator, which basically processes the claim for different hospitals, if a person has a Mediclaim policy. So that's MediAssist Healthcare. Then we also share the information about the shareholding patterns. That means before IPO, who is holding in that company, promoter, public, post issue, what is the likely scenario in case of promoter and the public shareholding pattern. Then of course we share the valuation about that company, whether one should look at subscribe the IPO or no. So here we share our view as well. Then we also give information about the risk factors that one has to look at before investing. Then we also share the data about the industry, the size, the growth outlook, the dynamic about the industry, product, services, regulations that cover or other affect the industry. So each and every information is there about the industry in our reports. So then we also share the information about the company's financials, that is the balance sheet, P&L. We make it simplified for you. I think the data that we publish in our report is very simple. Unlike if you read the RHP, the data will be in the standard format, of course. So you have to pick and choose the number, put in our format, and this is how we share to make it more convenient for users to really read and assess the information about the financials of the company. Then of course the ratios, which is very very important, the valuation ratios, the return ratios, margins, profitability ratio, etc., etc. So all these informations are available in our website. And not to forget that we also cover peer comparison as well. That means, as I told you, कि जब आप मार्केट में जाते हो तो आप दो चार चीज़ों के प्राइस को कंपेयर करते हैं. तो यहाँ भी हम कंपैरिजन देते हैं कि जस्ट टू have the information ki how the company is valued in the comparison to other companies. This makes the decision very easy for us, or for any investors, whether to subscribe the IPO or to avoid the IPO. So all this information that is available in our reports. So thank you friends for patiently listening to us. And we can now invite any question that you may be having about this particular topic. So I think there's a lot of questions which are there in the chat box. We'll try and answer one by one. So there's one question from Siddharth Malik regarding the Alpex Solar SME IPO. So Siddharth ji, I have not seen this particular portfolio, this particular IPO. And so difficult for me to share any view. Let me tell you that we don't really give any kinds of recommendation to SME IPO because इसमें टिकट साइज ज़्यादा होता है, थोड़ा रिस्क ज़्यादा होता है, तो इसीलिए हम जनरली SME IPOs पे हम व्यू नहीं देते हैं. बट जैसा कि नाम सजेस्ट कर रहा है कि एक सोलार से रिलेटेड होगा, तो ऑब्वियसली आजकल सोलार कंपनियां ज़्यादा फोकस में है, तो वी कुड सी a listing to happen. But let me tell you that we have not seen this particular IPO, in detail. So therefore, difficult for me to provide any conclusive view about that particular IPO. I hope that answers your question. Then I think there's another question for the SME IPO. तो एसएमई आईपीओ जनरली हम कवर नहीं करते हैं दोस्तों, तो डिफिकल्ट है मेरे लिए कोई व्यू शेयर करना। देखिए, जितने भी आईपीओ आते हैं वो सारे हमारे रिपोर्ट्स जो है वो वेबसाइट पे अवेलेबल हैं, आप जाकर के वहां पे पढ़ सकते हैं, और उस पर क्लियर कट व्यू दिया है। वी हैव शेयर्ड अवर व्यू अबाउट दोज आईपीओज। ओके, सो आई होप दैट आंसर्स टू ए क्वेश्चन। Then one question from Gaurav Ingole: Can I have to sell all SME IPO allotted shares or sell shares few quantity? So Gaurav ji, good question. So what happen कि जब आप सेलिंग करते हो तो उसमें एक लॉट में ट्रेडिंग होती है, मतलब आप यू कैन नॉट सेल अ शेयर वन और टू क्वांटिटी, यू टू सेल इन लॉट्स। And this is the problem with SME IPO, because में ticket size ज़्यादा होता है। जब आप if you want to enter also, you have to really sell out slightly higher amount of money, and जब बेचते हो तो भी लॉट में ही जाता है, उसमें क्वांटिटी को आप कस्टमाइज नहीं कर सकते हैं, वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू कस्टमाइज द क्वांटिटी, सो इट बिकम very risky for the investor to really invest into SME IPO. Though return can be also generated, of course there are examples of SME IPO who given bumper return, but looking at the ticket size, it makes slightly risky according to us. Then SBI Security का this one question from सुभाष सिंह कि SBI Security का ब्रोकरेज इंटरडे ब्रोकरेज कितना है? तो इसके ऊपर मैं ये कहूँगा सुभाष जी, आप हमारे आप चाहो तो अपना नंबर शेयर कर सकते हो, मैं अपने बिजनेस टीम को आपका नंबर दे दूंगा, वो आपके साथ में टच में जाएंगे और वो आपको गाइड कर देंगे डिटेल में, क्योंकि बिजनेस साइड में नहीं देखता हूँ तो इस पर मैं कोई अपना ओपिनियन दे नहीं पाऊंगा। तो मैं चाहूँगा कि मेरे कोई बिजनेस के जो बंदे यहाँ पे होंगे वो आपको बेहतर तरीके से गाइड कर सकते हैं। फिर देबाशीष इज सेइंग आईपीओ रिफंड नहीं मिल रहा है। आप जो कंपनी का रजिस्ट्रार है देबाशीष जी, आप उनके साथ में आप एक बार टच में जाइए, उनको बोलिए, और हो सके तो कंपनी की जो वेबसाइट है वहां पे जाकर के कंपनी सेक्रेटरी का जो है मोबाइल, वहां पे नंबर लिखे होते हैं या उनके डेटा अवेलेबल होते हैं, तो यू कैन राइट ईमेल टू देम, कंपनी सेक्रेटरी को, और ऑब्वियसली दे विल लिसन टू यू। आई मीन, लेकिन सबसे पहले आप रजिस्ट्रार से एक बार बात कर लीजिए, रजिस्ट्रार को एक ईमेल डालिए, अपना पैन नंबर डालिए कि हमको पैसे नहीं मिले हैं, दे विल ट्राई एंड रिजॉल्व योर इशू। Siddharth Malik is asking, briefly explain me what is the role of book running lead managers. So Siddharth ji, book running lead managers are the entities who manage the IPO. In short, they are the middlemen, okay, who access or who got the information, they have got the knowledge, and they will do all due diligence, okay, to help you coming in the primary market to an entity. तो जितने भी शेयर ब्रोकिंग फर्म्स होते हैं इंडिया में, जो ब्रोकिंग फर्म्स हैं, उनके अपना एक मर्चेंट बैंकिंग डिवीजन होता है, और वो मर्चेंट बैंकर्स जो होते हैं वो आईपीओस को बाजार में लेकर के आते हैं, बिकॉज प्रमोटर जो कंपनी का होता है, द प्रमोटर डोंट हैव द एक्सपीरियंस टू गो टू कैपिटल मार्केट, तो यू रिक्वायर सम मिडल मैन। इफ यू आर नॉट द एक्सपर्ट, जैसे आपके घर का अगर बिजली खराब हो जाए तो आप किसी इलेक्ट्रिशियन को बुला लेते हो, बिकॉज यू आर नॉट द एक्सपर्ट। So when a company wants to go for the IPO, they have to bring some expert. They have to take the services of some experts, and these experts are merchant banker who provide assistance to these company in access to capital market through IPO route. I hope that answers your question, sir. Then Vivek is asking how to identify IPO, whether it's good or bad, and decide. So Vivek, good question. I would say that we, as a SBI Cap Security Research, we share the all information about the IPO which is available on website. Go and read it. If you do not have the basic understanding about research activity, I would reckon that by reading the company's RHP, you will get some data, some information. But even if you don't have that, probably you can read our report and you can have the data about that IPO and our view also there in the IPO note. Then Medha Tithi saying large number of investors may not be comfortable in Hindi. So Medha, I tried to use both the languages, Hindi and English. And if you have any question, you can ask me. We'll try and answer your question in English also. So I have, because I don't have data to release that suggests that how many are Hindi or English, but I try to just mix it the language, because whatever I'm trying to explain in English, that same thing I'm trying to explain in Hindi. So I hope, I'm clear. I mean my thoughts are clear whether I'm using the language Hindi or English. So I tried. Your advice is well taken. So we will use both Hindi and English as the language to communicate, my view. Then Vivek Bhatt is asking how, as a common man, analyze an IPO. If you can summarize in few steps. So Vivek ji, good question. So as I told you, 4 or 5 important things that you have to look at: the company, the business, the financials of the company, what are their business model, valuation. All these information are available in the RHP. You can just try and get your little bit of, your concept clear by reading some books or journals before you start taking the decision. And even if you do not have these basic information, you can always look at our research report which is there on the IPO, and you can take the decisions. Then Mr. Gaurav Ingole is asking how to decide, should I subscribe IPO or no. So same question, Gauravji. So as I told you that we have reports available for most of the IPO that hit the primary market. So you can read it and you can have the information about that. Then Mr. Loknath is asking SBI Capital IPO, can we expect? So that decision, I'm not the right person to really take the call on that. That is the management of State Bank of India, and our company take the call. But it's a good suggestion. We'll share the suggestion to my seniors. Thank you for asking this question. Then Mr. Santosh Wag is asking, explain for RHFL current condition. So if I can understand the question, you asking the question regarding Reliance Home Finance, if I'm not wrong. So that company is basically fundamentals are not really good to really suggest you. I think we have never recommended this company in the past. So obviously the fundamentals are not very supportive, of course. So difficult me to really give any kinds of positive view on that company. So please avoid it. we are not comfortable with the fundamentals of that company. Then Mr. Urja is asking, both portfolios are from SBI only. How can I get it merged? So I would suggest Mr. Urja ji to get in touch with your RM, immediate RM, and he will help you out. Since we are part of research, so we have a limited understanding of that particular segment. So I would suggest you can get in touch with your RMs. He will do the needful for you. Then Mr. Ravindra is asking how to choose invest shared for a good return. So are you referring to only IPO, or you are referring to investment in equity market in general? So if I heard your question or can read your question properly, you want to ask how to invest in a stock market to earn a good return in a secondary market, that is the ongoing market. So there are different way to do that. Of course, you can pick and choose the stock. The basic way of analyzing the company remains the same as I discussed in the IPO thing. So here again, the company, the fundamental, its business model, the management, outlook, all these things are very important when you want to invest in a secondary market. Similarly, apply with the IPO, which I have already covered in my today's presentation. So will not repeat that. So I hope that answers your question. Who is the immediate RMs? Mr. Urja, can you give me your client code? So I will ask someone from my side to get in touch with you. If you are holding your Demat account with us, kindly share your client code. Then we can ask someone from my side to really get in touch with you. Any other question from any participant? Anyone else wants to ask any question? Please put the same on chat board. So thanks Urja ji. I will ask my team to get in touch with you. Then Mr. Krishna is asking, can you walk us through to SME IPO subscription form? Uh, I would suggest Mr. Krishna to. I think if I am not wrong, the investment happens through the UPI. So I don't think the form is required here. For SME IPO, if you're not sure, maybe wherever you have a Demat account, you can walk in that particular branch. They can guide you, how to apply for the IPO in SME segment. Then sovereign gold bond is one question. So sovereign gold bond, it's a commodity investment. It's a bond where the underlying asset basically is the gold. So I think that's a good idea to invest in the sovereign gold bond, because you not only get the benefit of higher interest rate, slightly some interest, but also the benefit of higher price appreciation in the gold. So I think you can have. I mean, normally an investor, if he is having 100 rupees, you can invest 1 or 2% in the sovereign gold bond. There's nothing wrong with that. So I think the portfolio has to be diversified. And if you want to buy physical gold or let's say ETF or even sovereign gold bond, there's nothing wrong in that. I think one should have some part of their allocation in the gold. Krishna ji, I would again request you to get in touch with the branch. They will help you out there. Then Santosh Wag is asking, सर क्या USDT डॉलर से हम शेयर बाय कर सकते हैं फ्यूचर में? थोड़ा क्वेश्चन मेरे लिए डिफिकल्ट है इसको आंसर करना संतोष जी. तो ये इस क्वेश्चन को मैं स्किप करूंगा. मेरे लिए फ्यूचर में ये सजेस्ट करना कि होगा नहीं होगा थोड़ा सा डिफिकल्ट होगा आंसर करना. Then Mr. Krishna again, IPO can be applied from SBI banking portal. Well, in our SBI security website, if you go, we have there's one option available there to apply for the IPO using your UPI. Okay, that is available, and you can do it. It's a very simple and hassle free. There's no problem at all. You can enter your UPI number and you can apply for the IPO. So SBI security website offers the option to invest. After you logged in our website, you can use that website to apply for the IPO. The Mr. Harish is asking, I have Demat account with SBI. I want to learn how to buy shares. So first, Mr. Harish ji, you have to open, your Demat account. If you have Demat account, of course, you have to open trading account also. Without trading account, you cannot, do buy or sell in the shares. So I would suggest if you can share your mobile number, I will ask someone from my team to get in touch with you, and they can open the your your trading account with SBI Security, and after that you can start investing. Then Mr. Abdul Rahman is asking Indian Infotech RE. So I think it's a right issue, if I'm not wrong. So yeah, I mean any right issues which are available, if they're traded, you can always buy through our portal or our website. There's no issue. Anyone else wants to ask any question? If you have any question, please put in the chat box. We'll happy to answer. Then Mr. Sandhya Ganapati is asking that she from Coimbatore, asking when the right issue of India Bull share will be created. So once you apply for the for the right issues, I think it will not take much. I mean, it will take some time, maybe a week or so, maybe 2 weeks or so. So that shares will get credited. Once the right issue time gets over, so you will get the allotment. If you are not getting allotment, maybe you can get in touch with the register of the company. They will help you out in that case. Then Mr. Lakshman Rajpurkar is asking SBI Security, what is meaning of entry and exit? So the question is not conclusive to me, Lakshman. Or if you can elaborate a little more on that, that will be helpful for me to answer your question. Then Mr. Jeevan Dhara Patil is asking why internet banking option is not given. Are you asking why you're not able to apply for IPO using internet banking, Mr. Patil? Or your question is something else? Why internet banking option is not okay? I think the new rule suggests that you can apply for the IPO only through UPI. So earlier, we SBI Bank used to offer the option to apply for the IPO using internet banking. But after this new rule came, you can do it through UPI. I don't think there should be any issues at all. I mean, you can do it. Maybe you can ask your broker or other, I would say RM, to help you out in that case. They will help you out for sure. Then Kirangmai Majid asking name few shares for long term. So Mr. Maji, I mean, whatever you are buying, let's say I won't suggest any name of the stock, but whenever you want to buy the shares for long-term purpose, make sure that you have the flavor of everything and buy those company which are leader in their own industries. So if you are building a portfolio of let's say 1 lakh rupees, you should have IT also, you can have auto also, banks as well. Everything you should have. Make sure that whatever you're buying, buy those companies which are leader in their own industries. So if you want to build your portfolio, you can get in touch with SBI Security. We will share with list of the stock that we believe that those are looking good. Stock recommendations are also available on our website. Okay, you can go to our website. You can look at the research section. In that research section, we have report across the different verticals of our research: technical, fundamental, derivative. Everything is there. So you can look at our website also to really find it out. The stock which are good, I mean, good for the long term investment perspective. So just to answer your question in short, you can always build portfolio using the list of stock which are leader in their own industry. Just to give example, for example, Maruti is leader in the auto segment. HDFC Bank or let's say Axis Bank is one of the leader in the banking segment. TCS, Infosys are the leaders in the IT segment. Similarly, you can pick and choose different sector, different companies. Don't put every money in one stock or let's say only one sector. I think that can backfire you. If that sector doesn't do well, you will lose your money. So you should have like a bouquet has different types of flowers. Similarly, portfolio should also have different types of stocks. I hope that answers your question. Then Mr. Vidasti Shettigar is asking, I applied for IPO so many times but not receive. What is the reason? So, Mr. Vidasti, that's a good question. Not receiving the IPO allotment, there are various reasons. So, one is, of course, the oversubscription. I mean, if IPO is getting subscribed by 100 times, 200 times, so possibility of getting shares is 1%, 1 out of 100 shares. So, and let me tell you that IPO allotment, I hope I'm audible to everybody. Then Mr. Jayakumar Kari Kuji is asking, what is the note of interest of shares bought through e-margin by SBI caps? So I would suggest, sir, you to get in touch with our RM. He can guide you. He can help you out. That subject is something which is not linked to me, so difficult for me to answer that question. Maybe our RM can really help you from our side. Anyone else wants to ask any question, or should we wrap up the things now? I think, Kishan, there is no question pending as of now, so we can now close the session. I thank all participants for taking their time out and listening to us. We will bring more such topics for our investor in the future. Thank you.